coach. So he's made his decision.
Yep.
What all went into it? How hard do you think it was?
Well, Markail's handled a lot of this. I got here his freshman year, end of his freshman year, and then for the last 3 years, Markail's visited colleges during the off season. He's visited them during the football season, and he's had in his mind, I think, a Final 3 or 5, for a very long time, and he's been back and forth really probably between 2 schools, and it's kind of torn at him and everything else. I know originally we had talked about doing it at the Under Armour game, but I think it got to a point he wants to play his senior year. He wants to put it behind him, and him and his family had made up their decision, made up their mind, and both schools did an outstanding job. Really, all 3 schools in the mix did an outstanding job of recruiting him. And both are very fine, or all 3 are very fine institutions to play at, get your education at, and at the end of the day, that's all I care about as a coach. Are they happy? Are they going where they want to go? The fear I always have on early commitments is, changing minds. And, that was one thing we talked about is, you don't have to make this decision today. You don't have to do it. But, him and his family were pleased with what they were talking about and where they wanted to go. And so, you got to support it, and I do support it. And, we'll continue this process. But, recruiting nowadays, I'm sure it's not ended for me. It may end for him, but they'll still be coming by. They'll still be calling because he's a great football player and he does a great job. And, guys are still going to want him at their university even though there's a commitment.
Did you get a sense Alabama had the edge kind of coming in?
I'm going to be honest with you, Markail. I would have bet a month and a half, 2 months ago it would have been Auburn. That's me. He changed along the way, but we say he changed, but I talked to him at one point, and Auburn was so close, and he likes going to colleges and seeing things, and I guess that was one of the things. But yeah, he had a strong relationship with coaching staffs both at Auburn and Alabama, and it's just Alabama was so far away they couldn't get around quite as much, and maybe that's why he didn't have as much a tie or seen as much on campus there. But I know recently I went with him to a practice there. I went with him to a practice at Auburn. I wanted to make sure I went with him to both places to kind of get a feel of what he thought and what he saw. And at the end of the day, I let the players and the families make the decision. All I do is try to be a sounding board and try to listen and try to give them any information I can. But this whole recruiting process, and I got to give him credit. He's done most of the recruiting process, from going to combines to going to colleges and handling things. And he's a very mature individual. He kind of knows what he wants, and we're excited about it here at Central because we're getting ready for our football season, and anytime you can get something off somebody's plate and kind of get settled in and get ready for another season, we're excited about that.
So what's Alabama getting with
they're getting a dynamic player that can run really well. He's got tremendous size to play inside. He's a guy that we use inside and outside. He's one of the only guys in my career I've seen that's 6'3", 240, runs like he does, can cover a wide receiver, can cover a slot guy, can sit inside and handle the bigs getting on him. I've even made a comment. I've seen enough out of him. I wouldn't be scared, I don't think, to put him at safety. It wouldn't shock me to see him be a very oversized big safety playing back there that could be very physical. So, he can be used in many, many different ways. And I think that's why there was so much of attraction to Markail and so many people in so many colleges that wanted him, not just in this area but all over. So, I think he's going to benefit a program. Also, with his maturity level and what he's done, I think he's a guy that's going to go in and play very quickly. I think he's a guy that narrowed it down. If you look at the schools he got, are all going to need some linebacker help next year, and that's one of the things that was big on his list. He started here at Central since his freshman year, so again, he wants to go somewhere and he wants to play rather quickly, or at least be able to compete for the job.
Thanks,
all right, thank you.